Today, tensions between the United States and Europe have reached a whole new level. With just one social media post, former President Donald Trump reignited a global trade dispute, this time over Greenland. The message sent shockwaves across Europe, derailed months of careful diplomacy, and raised serious concerns about the future of transatlantic relations. On Saturday night, Trump issued a bold ultimatum on his social platform. He demanded a deal to buy Greenland, an autonomous territory governed by Denmark. If Europe refused, he warned of new tariffs on several European countries, 10% starting in February, and rising to 25% by June. The tone of the message left little room for negotiation and signaled a much more aggressive approach toward America's longtime allies. Greenland holds major strategic importance, especially in the Arctic region. Trump argues that the United States needs control of the island for national security reasons. Europe strongly disagrees. Denmark has repeatedly made it clear that Greenland is not for sale, and that its future should be decided by its own people. To back up this stance, European nations recently carried out military exercises in Greenland, showing their commitment to Arctic security. Many believe these drills may have triggered Trump's tariff threat. Now, Europe faces a tough decision. It can either accept pressure from Washington or fight back with trade retaliation. The challenge is that Europe still relies heavily on the United States for NATO security, particularly in the war in Ukraine. A trade war could harm both Europe's economy and its defense partnerships. As one analyst put it bluntly, Europe is being forced to choose between fighting a trade war or risking a real one. Within hours of Trump's post, European leaders moved quickly. Members of the European Parliament announced plans to freeze a trade deal signed with the United States last summer. Emergency meetings were called in Brussels, and voices demanding retaliation grew louder. Europe even has a powerful legal weapon, often called the trade bazooka, which could target major American technology and service companies operating in Europe. But using it would sharply escalate tensions between both sides. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen urged calm, saying that dialogue remains essential. At the same time, she warned that tariffs could lead to a dangerous downward spiral. Recent talks between Denmark, Greenland, and US officials in Washington ended without progress. When the White House described those talks as being about acquiring Greenland, European optimism quickly faded. One expert summed it up by saying the president clearly wants Greenland and has no intention of backing down. Despite the pressure, Greenland's people show little interest in becoming part of the United States. Most residents value their current system, including free education and universal healthcare. Polls suggest they prefer to remain exactly as they are. European leaders are now taking a firmer tone. France's President Emmanuel Macron stated that no intimidation or threat will influence Europe. Sweden's Prime Minister said they will not allow themselves to be blackmailed. Even Britain's Prime Minister called Trump's tariff move completely wrong, despite maintaining friendly relations with Washington. What began as a single social media post has now turned into a serious geopolitical crisis. Europe is weighing its options. The United States is standing firm, and Greenland remains at the center of the storm. Whether this situation ends in compromise or confrontation, the world is watching closely.